All right, so doing a live coaching call on Thursdays. I'm gonna show you behind the scenes stuff. So we're putting on Instagram, going live. There's a lot of things that I had to do. All right, so we got this. We're not. So let me see, and then we gotta go on to Facebook, developing a nighttime and morning routine for peak performance. I'm going to put it on Instagram here, right? Developing a nighttime routine. My thought process here is to just get it out to many platforms as possible. And I'm putting it on YouTube, doing it on Facebook. So the more content, it's easier um, for peak performance. And that will be, I got 148 people on there. Hopefully we catch their attention. Well, some people pop in, say hi. They don't watch the whole live stream or anything, and then we have it on Facebook as well too. And then now we are going to do the Facebook here. Allow this. I got the mic. A lot of like IT stuff. I'm try to center it, make it look neat. Got this. And then let me pull up my show notes or my notes for the live stream that I made. I'm gonna promote this with the Peak Performance Academy. That's my community or the community that I created. So around 12, pull up my notes. Alright, I figured it out. Fucking shish. Sorry. Alright, we're about to go live. Alright. Live video. Alright, guys. Welcome to the live coaching call today. My name is Sam Nang Man. I'm the head coach at Peak Performance Academy and host of this live stream today. Routine and the morning routine for peak performance. So we always start off live stream coaching calls and podcasts on why we are doing things. In order for us to perform at our best, the recovery part, the performance part, and the opposite side of it has to be just as important as well too. So building a routine and a nighttime routine is extremely important to getting the proper amount of energy you need for the day. If you are high performing, peak performing, entrepreneur, business person, personal development, anybody, you want to perform and have the right amount of energy. And developing a nighttime routine is going to help you have more predictable energy because our bodies, everything runs on cycles and little systems and little habits. So as we're developing here ours or just talking about it, and hopefully it inspires you to develop a more routine for your nighttime routine to develop that. I have a little bit of routine that I have that I could share, and then I'm planning to be sharing some of Dr. Andrew Huberman and Timothy Ferriss's tips for their nighttime routine as well too. So hopefully you pick up some tidbits from or like little advice, little tips, so it can help develop your own routine. So you come in with peak performance. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a nighttime routine. So the nighttime routine, that transition before you go to bed is very important because it really sets your tone to kind of decompress from the previous days, the stress and everything. And when you do go to sleep, that's when you're actually recovering. You're removing a lot of like toxins. If you're an athlete, there's buildup in toxins when you're going to work out. And same with your brain. If you're a creative, you're an entrepreneur, that time is meant to be a time where you remove some of those toxins, get a little bit more clear. And when you have good quality sleep, that helps with that. So it's beneficial for that. So you want to develop like a time that you are going to sleep. Of course, we can't go to sleep at the same time every day. There's a little bit of unpredictability, but there has to be some kind of goal. My goal is 10 p.m., no later than 10 p.m. There are times where I've been in bed at like 8 p.m. I'm sorry to say that, but I've just been so tired, and I don't sacrifice sleep because I know that sleep is energy, right? And we're trying to create energy. And for us to be at peak performance, we need energy. So it's better to be in a surplus of energy than a deficit. So for me, I don't mind going to sleep early at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., but the goal is no later than 10. And strictly like off my feet, because if you're a high performer or trying to be high performing where you're working out, you got kids and you're working, you be on your feet all day, you want to get off of your feet. So wind down activities. Some of you guys have TV shows that you watch, which is perfectly fine. Phones, those are things that we want to pay attention to when we're starting to wind down, because that blue light, the light, whatever you see, it's going to be very suggestible when you go to sleep. So you want to make sure that like phones, and of course, like I'm not perfect as well too. Sometimes I'll be making reels until like 11 or 12. I'm just in a good like flow, but the goal is to have something in mind, and cutting out screen time it sets you up. Okay, so the next thing is setting up your environment for sleep, proper sleep, right? The right temperature of sleep, preferably it's more cool. Like if you're you don't have a thermostat that's set at 71, 72 during the day, you can lower it to 68. That helps with setting the environment for sleep. There's a lot of benefits in sleeping in a little bit of a cooler room. So there's blackout shades. Some people have like those blue blockers and everything, but that is solely up to you. Like some people have like salt minerals and things that make their environment conducive to sleeping. I like having plants. It makes me feel like I'm in a jungle. That helps. But it's really something that you develop. And then about sleep patterns, cycles, and one thing you do have to understand about sleep is that it does change during the seasons, right? As you get more sunlight, you'll probably be sleeping less. So you do want to be able to kind of check that feedback, pay attention to your sleep habits and how much energy you're having throughout the day. One other thing that I use is the Aura Ring. Some people use the Aura Ring. There's a lot of other things that help track your sleep. Sleep scores are kind of like the new like step challenge or step requirements. 10,000 for steps. Your sleep goal should be like 80 to 85. My goal is 85. Of course, I don't hit 85 all the time, but and plus like sometimes I don't charge up my thing. But an 85 sleep score and above is really good. So that's my what you eat and what you drink the night or like leading up to it is very important, because that's how your body is actually working, right? If you sleep properly in the active like rest way, your body is digesting food during that time. So you do still have to pay attention to this area of sleep. Like you do want to stop eating an hour before bedtime, and also easy digestible food. If you ever notice, like if you eat a big meal, like a steak, French fries, and something like heavy and stuff, it's very hard to sleep. Your body is actually working harder to make that food digest. So sometimes when you wake up, it actually takes energy away from you. So you want to be careful of what you're eating. Sometimes heavy meals before heavy carb meals, heavy calorie meals, it's not ideal. But if you're not planning to do anything super productive or like work out early in the morning, that's okay. But you have to be kind of like aware of that at nighttime. Intake during the nighttime, I suffer from this a lot. I wake up like 3 times in the middle of the night to pee, and it does interrupt my sleep. But the thing for me is like I wake up actually at the end of the sleep cycles. So sleep cycles, we could talk a little bit about that as well too. So there's different sleep cycles, and most of the sleep cycles are between 2 to 3 hours, right? And I actually like wake up in those 2 3 hour cycles, uh, because you go into different cycles of sleep. So it's about like 2 to 3 hours. And if you could get full 2 to 3 hours of sleep, right? Sleep in those segments. If you can't get like the full 7 hours, you can't get the full 8 hours. Sleeping in increments of like 3 hours, I've seen and done some research that that's when it's important. Like if you're running low on sleep, you could designate a 3 hour segment sometime in a day. But sleep is so important to growth in so many ways, right? Your cells grow, your food digestion and everything, and all the nutrients are being digested when you sleep, and your growth hormones are growing when you are sleeping as well too. So if you're low on like testosterone, sleep is really like the number one thing that will get that hormone up, because uh, around like 10 p.m. and like 2 p.m., from some of my research that I studied, is that's where most of the growth hormones occur, right? So if like hair, muscle cells, testosterone, even for women, your hormone production, balance that. If you get the right amount of sleep, especially when it's right quality of sleep, it will help balance that out, and it will become more predictable. As your routines become more predictable, you become more predictable, which at the end of the day, that's what we want. So let's talk about our morning routines. So morning routines, mine varies from day to day, but you do have to have some kind of goal of a wake up time. And mine is 6 p.m., right? 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. But I understand my own schedule. So if I do need to push it to like 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. to sleep, just because I'm an athlete and I have a lot of stuff that uh, you know, I'm not too worried about not oversleeping, right? But you find that right balance and right consistency in your sleep schedule and when you wake up, your body is going to be used to waking up at that same time and becomes more predictable. So if your wake up time is 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 p.m., or 7 a.m., your body is going to get used to this, and you do want to sync it up. Everybody's schedule is a little bit different, but you want to make sure that you kind of like stick to yours. Like 3 to 4 months, you could adjust it depending on like the season as well too. As seasons change, your sleep cycle, sleep habits could change as well too. Um, and then the other thing that I typically do, and I would suggest everybody do as well too, because in the morning, this is when the brain could go from different brain waves. I'm not exactly sure what brainwave it goes into, but you typically operate in a beta brainwaves. So beta brainwaves are like, oh, you got to do stuff. You got to do stuff. You got to take out the trash. You got to do the dishes. You got to walk the dog. You got to uh, drop the kids off, right? That's beta brainwaves, where you're just doing these tasks, brushing your teeth, cleaning up, tidying up. That's what you're in when you wake up. And beta brainwaves are actually not conducive to reprogramming your subconscious. So if you stop yourself in the middle or in the beginning of when you're waking up, right? That's why morning routines are very important, to be intentional with your day, right? So that morning mindset, like people have gratitude journals. I have a journal. People have a meditation practice. This is where you this is where you reprogram your subconscious, right? With some patterns that you're trying to break or trying to change. Now, if you're trying to change some patterns and habits and build new routines, this is a very important part or a very important window, right? not necessary for everybody. If they're not a morning person, it might be something that they push into an evening time. But you have to have a mindset practice, and that practice, of course, it could be meditation, it could be journaling, it could be anything, right? Dude, we got here meditations, we got affirmations, we got visualization, anything that you are trying to make happen, right? If you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, right, money making activities, prioritize that. Activities that are productive, that are going to make you become a better human being, those are the activities that you want to prioritize. And then the next thing is some physical activity. Now, some people don't have time to work out in the morning. I have the benefit of managing and controlling my own schedule, and morning time is probably the most beneficial for me. But unfortunately, when I work out in the morning, I get extremely tired in the afternoon. So I do have to like account for that. And if I don't, I have energy to do it in the afternoon, in the evening time. But my routine is to always have some kind of like physical activity, even if it's just stretching in the morning, something light. I also like turn on some music and dance around. So that's a physical activity. It doesn't have to be go to the gym and like have a 2 hour workout. It could be something light, right? Get your blood moving, ride the bike, do a cardio equipment, jump around, quick walk, something to get you moving. Intentional in your morning routine, you do have to be intentional about it, right? So plan your day. Like if you have a journal, practice, put your intentions for the day. If there's a certain amount of people that you need to talk to push your business forward, some certain amount of people that you need to network with, anything goes. In the gym, if you want to hit a benchmark in your physique, or hit like a certain number, a PR, right? Those things, like when you write it down, is a very powerful practice, right? It's something that you dreamed of when you went to sleep, right? So when you go to sleep, we're practicing being a little bit more consciousness and in intentions when you do go to sleep. Sleeping, the real start of everything is when your intentions are clear, right? So at nighttime, you might be dealing with some stress, you might be dealing with some struggles and stuff that you're trying to resolve, some pain points that you resolve, right? Just know that each day is just another day to attack those dreams. So when you do go to sleep, those are dreams manifesting in your head, right? Believe them, right? There's spiritual practices like lucid dreaming that helps you enhance your sleep, so you become more conscious when you are unconscious. And then when you wake up and you're going about your day, you stop to journal, right? Break that pattern of just go, 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 and doing the same patterns. You break that pattern in the morning by journaling, being mindful, writing your intentions, and having some affirmations, right? Chants, mantras, whatever works. There's different things that I do at different times, but as long as it works, right? That's at the end of the day, like if somebody has a different morning routine that works for them, it works for them. But the goal here is to develop your own routine. The habit, the lifestyle, as everything runs on some kind of structure, right? Of course, we want to be creative, right? Of course, we want to have freedom and flexibility, but without freedom and without structure and routines and habits, you cannot have that freedom. Like Jocko Willink said, like freedom or like discipline is freedom. So, nighttime routine. Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about this a lot. He talks about light exposure, temperature regulation, and then mindfulness. We talked a little bit about that, but light exposure. We have different lights throughout the day. You have the natural light. You have the the fake light, the artificial light. You have blue light from your phone. You have light from your computer, And those are all, they're just natural parts of life. But red light exposure to the sun outside, natural, he recommends about 20 minutes a day of sunlight, real sunlight, and I do try to do that to get, the right amount of UV rays to my life. So it helps with sleep as well too. So, and temperature regulation, we talked a little bit about temperature regulation as well too. And then, so Timothy Ferriss, and he's really big. If you guys know who Timothy Ferriss is, he has this book called A 4 Hour Workweek, which is a very inspirational book because it's a lifestyle that a lot of people strive for. And that actually, I read that book, it's actually very important. The 4 Hour Workweek, what he talks about in the 4 Hour Workweek is just being very intentional. And he talks a lot about his 5 minute gratitude journal. And in that gratitude journal, he talks about what he's grateful for, and that's really setting the tone for your state, your who you are, how you're showing up for the day and stuff. So managing your state is very important. He talks about the journal and everything. And for the 4 hour work week is intentional. It's deep work. If you are in a routine or in a lifestyle where you're trying to change it a little bit, kind of sick and tired of the same thing that you're doing, trying to change those patterns, a good 4 hour work session that's very dedicated, concentrated to moving your life forward, your business forward to something more meaningful, even if you have like a regular 9 to 5 job, right? 2 hours on a Monday morning, 2 hours on a Tuesday morning, but trying to move yourself forward and being intentional in those 4 hours, right? That's what it really is. Of course, there's more to it, but being productive in that 4 hour week or 4 hour window to push yourself forward, that's, a lot of it is deep work, but it is intentional. It is hard to be, have the evening routine and the nighttime routines, but it will pay a big difference into how you perform during the day. So how you perform during the day, and once it's not necessary to have like a 2 hour routine. Some people have a 2 hour routine, uh, and it could be flexible as well too. I think I want to uh, tell people that routines and habits, they're meant to be like worked on consistently and developed, but there is no real strict, like, if it's too strict and it makes you not want to follow your routine, then it's not good, right? If it's structured in a way or has like some kind of framework that you enjoy, like sometimes people like to read. I like to read before nighttime, right? I like to listen to podcasts nighttime. I like to listen to some meditation or some peaceful music, so it eases me into my sleep. So, but it changes consistent. It changes all the time, and that's like part of like the art and the balance of it is that you have structure, you have routines, and you have habits that we want to shoot for, that we want to gain, but we also have to understand that habits and routines are meant to change with nature, change with you as well too. So leave some room. Sometimes we are so strict, so regimented on our routines that it actually makes it worse, right? It gives us more stress. You don't want more stress, right? Of course, the natural throughout the day, you're gonna have stress come at you through your business, through your family, through your kids, the weight room, those natural stresses, right? You don't want to build stress inside your life with the routines. The routines, the mindset should be that it's supporting what you are doing during the day. Yes, routine sucks, discipline sucks, but this is how you build freedom, right? Through these small habits. The more habits you do, the better it becomes and stuff. So that's it, guys. That's the live coaching call, live stream for today. It's how to build developing a nighttime routine and morning routine for peak performance, right? And using some tips and pointers from me, some insight from me, Dr. Andrew Huberman and Timothy Ferriss. Uh, if you enjoyed that, if you guys need extra support on lifestyle coaching, I'm available. All you need to do is just book a discovery call here, and then we got tons of resources, tons of information that we're putting out there in Peak Performance Academy and the Flow In Flow Out podcast as well too. So in Peak Performance, so this is Sam Nang Man, the head coach here at Peak Performance Academy, signing off. And guys, if you guys like this live stream coaching call or any things or the contents that I'm putting out there for you guys, please share it, please like it, please comment it, please subscribe. This helps with the algorithm. It helps get our message of helping us develop and becoming peak performers and better human beings and showing up for our businesses, our family, our kids, our everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I enjoyed putting it together, and be on the lookout for the next one. All right, guys, signing off. Bye-bye. All right, that was it. So it was okay. It wasn't my best. I like to assess, and I'm a big critique on my own coaching calls. There's things that I will make it better, right? I like it. There's more stuff. I think I should have added more things from Dr. Andrew Huberman and Tim Ferriss. I felt I was very light on that. But what I did like is that I incorporated a lot of my own philosophies in there and showed some examples of how to balance a nighttime routine and an evening routine, and just give you some philosophy about learning the art of it, right? The art of it is really hard, right? We want to do something and we want to build these habits and stuff, but sometimes so much structure, and that's the thought, is that there's so much, if you could have so much structure that it becomes not enjoyable. Things should be enjoyable, right? You're making progress, developing a healthy evening routine, having a healthy morning routine, and if you see the direct progress in your life, right, that's good. That's happiness. That's fulfillment. You're making progress and everything. So that was really the point of it. And the podcast, the live stream, I think was great. Could have been better, but on to the next one, guys.